Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel once again. I'm Kanishka from Doimski. I hope you all are doing great. Now, being the developer in Microsoft Dynamics 365, we all are familiar with that commands or buttons are one of the major ways the users and the developers interact with the model driven applications while exploring and using these. A command bar includes a set of buttons or actions that the user can perform while exploring the application. And if you are already familiar with how to create or add buttons on a command bar, you might have used XRM Toolbox for this. And with that also, we all can add button to a command bar using the Powerapps platform itself. So today in this video, we will be focusing on how to customize the command bar using the command designer in Power Apps. So let's get into the video. So here I am in my Power Apps and I have already created a solution named as customize command bar solution. We will first see how to create or add a button in any model driven application. So for that, firstly, you should be having the application on which you want to work in. So here I have already added the Sales Hub application in this solution. So you can also create a new app or you can use an existing one and add it to your solution. So I'll go to the more options for this application. I'll edit in new tab. I will be creating buttons on the lead entity or the lead form. So for that, I will navigate to the lead view. I'll click on more options and I'll click on command bar. So this will open up the command bar for the lead entity. I'll click on edit in new tab. Here appears a dialog box. So we have a dialog box named as edit command bar for leads and we are provided with four options to choose a command bar to edit. Main grid, main form, subgrid view, and associated view. So before jumping to on which command bar we will be working on, we should be first clear with what these different command bars are. So here I am on my leads table. You must have seen commands or actions throughout the model driven app. Here what you can see on the screen, this is a command bar on the main grid form. Here we have multiple set of options for the buttons like new, refresh, delete and many more. So when you view a list of records with the help of a navigation while clicking on any one of these tables on the left hand side, that is on the sitemap, you get a command bar on the main grid form. And if I open a particular record, here what appears on the screen, this command bar is on the main form of leads table. So the command bar that is displayed on the main form of a table and which can be found on the top of the form. That is a command bar on the main form. Now let me navigate to the cases entity. I'll open this cases entity in a new tab. And if I open any one of these records, here under the leads tab, I am having a subgrid of lead table. And on this subgrid, we have multiple options like to create a new lead, add existing lead, and many more. So the command bar that is displayed on form of other tables that shows the data within a subgrid. That is a command bar on the subgrid view of an entity. Now, please note that the table is of lead entity, but it is on the cases form. That is why we have to navigate to the case form. And if I go back to the leads record, and if I click on the related tab, here I am having multiple options like marketing list, activities, connections, and many more. So the command bar that is displayed on form of a particular table, specifically while viewing the related tab. So that command bar is on the associated view of a table. These were four of these options that we need to be familiar with. So I will be working on main grid command bar for now. You can choose any one of these as per your requirement. And let me tell you, you don't need to go back to the command bar and open the form again. If you need to open another command bar, you can just click on this option to switch the command bar, and from here you can click on any one of these and you will be navigating to that form. And from here, this is how the workspace looks like where I will be creating the buttons. So I'll click on new here, or otherwise I can click on here also. While clicking on new option, we have four options: command, drop down, split button, and group. And you must be thinking why this group button is disabled. I'll be coming back to this point in the mid of this video. So we will be learning about these all four one by one. Now let me go back to the lead entity. Here I am on the main grid form of the leads table. Here I am having a button to create a new record and refresh. These two buttons are command buttons. Basically, a command button is the standard button that performs an action when selected. It's a normal button that we usually use. And the second we have is a drop down. Now, if I go to more options and I select on the email templates. So here a drop down button, it allows users to select from a list of options. This is basically helpful for grouping related commands under a single button. Third we are having is a group. Now here on this same button we have two groups. We have create an Excel template and we have personal Excel templates. So we are having two groups. For the create Excel template we have two buttons, and for personal Excel template group we have view all my templates. It is not exactly a button, but it acts like a container that holds multiple commands together, by which command bar appears to be more organized and easier to navigate. Now the fourth we are having is a split button. Now if I go to more options, here I am having a button to export to Excel. And if I expand this, I am having multiple buttons. If you click on a split button, like here, the split button is export to Excel. If you click on this, a default action will take place. Now, here the action was to download an Excel file of these records. But if I want to perform a specific action for this particular button, that is export to Excel, like for example, perform a particular action under this category, so I am provided with these options. So, this is how a split button works. If I want to open this Excel in Excel online, so I'll click on this button, a different action will take place. So here I am shown with the list of the records that I was currently shown on an Excel online. So basically, a split button combines a primary command with the drop down menu. And clicking on the main button, like here, the main button is export to Excel. And clicking on this main button, it executes the primary action, while clicking on the drop down reveals the additional options. So these were the four kind of buttons that we are having. So let's see one by one how we can create a button. So let us start on these buttons one by one. I'll start with command button. So here I have already created a command button named as confirm lead. So the criteria is, if you will be selecting multiple records on the grid, at that time this button will get visible, and on click of this button I am opening a custom page. If you want to know more about the scenario, how I created this and how the logic works, you can check out that video and its link is given in the description box. Whenever you are creating a button, firstly, you need to provide a label that will be the display name for the button. And then you have an option to choose an icon. So if you click on this, you have three options. You can choose no icon if you don't want to give an icon to your button. Like here, unfollow button is having no icon. So this is how your button will appear. Now, if you will click on use icon, it will provide you with icons from which you can choose the appropriate one that you feel like. And the third option you are having is to use a web resource. So here, if you click on this, you will be having an option to upload a library or to add a web resource. You can upload your own icon. You have to choose a web resource, then upload an SGV format file. Then you need to save and publish the web resource and then you can add it here. For now, I'll be using use icon. Now, once you are done with this, it will ask you what action you want to perform on click of this button. So here you have two options. You can run a JavaScript on click of the button. Otherwise, you can run a formula. Run a formula means that you will be working with PowerFX functions or the PowerFX. So for this video, we will be working with JS. And then because I have chosen run JavaScript, it will ask me about the web resource or the library that I need to execute on click of the button. So here I have already created a web resource, and then I have given the function name of the web resource of the JS code. And because I will be passing the data of the selected record, so I have given the parameters as selected control, selected item IDs, and the primary control. And then we have the visibility. Basically, it means when I want to show my button, if there is a specific condition. So if I want to always show my button, then you can click on show. Now, because I wanted to show my button on a specific condition, that is, if the number of records selected are greater than one. For that, I have used this option, show on condition from the formula. And here, I have written the power effects. Then we have tooltip title and its description. So let me first show you what a tooltip is. So if I go to the lead records, and as per the requirement, if I select more than a single record, the button gets visible. Now, when I hover on this button, here what the information I see, this is the tooltip. We can add a title to it and we can add a description to it. So here I have given the tooltip title and the description. And after that, we have accessibility text. Basically, it means like, for example, because of any circumstances, this button is not visible. So at that time, a simple text will be shown, which name will be confirmed lead. Then we have the scope of the button. This option is by default for the application. So this button will be visible on this particular application. Then we have order number. It is basically the order the command will display in at runtime in relation to the other commands within the same command bar. So you can keep it the default number that is generated, otherwise you can specify also. And then you have an option to hide it. If you want to hide this button, you can hide it. Otherwise, you can uncheck this box. And then we have the name. Basically, this is the logical name for this button and it gets generated automatically. So this is the basic information that you need to work on with while working with a button or specifically a command button. Now, once you are done with creating your button, adding all the information, you can save and publish your command bar and then refresh your form. While working with buttons, you can have this warning. This button is read only. The legacy button is not supported at the moment. So you don't need to be worried about this warning. It basically means that these buttons were already created with the help of legacy method, like for example, with the help of XRM toolbox. So the Power Apps platform allows you to create new buttons and edit those. So now I will be proceeding with the next button, that is drop down. I'll go here and I will select drop down. Note the way this button gets added here. It is having a group named as new group. While selecting this button, if you will go here again and now you can see this option group is enabled now and you can use it. So remember that group is a container that gives titles to the group of commands and it can be added to drop down and split buttons. Now, for example, I want to name this button as, and I'll click this. Now here, I want to have two groups inside my drop down button. So the first group is new group. So from here, I can rename this title as phone. Now it depends on me if I want to hide the title of the group, like if I just want to show the command buttons only. And after that, we are having the other details that we have already discussed. And while selecting this group, I can go here and I can choose the button I want inside my group. I will be proceeding with the command button. And while selecting this button, I can rename it also to phone. And from here, you can proceed in the similar way that we have already discussed. And while selecting this button, I can again go here and I can add another group and rename it as email. And while selecting this, I'll again add a command button. I created a drop down button which is having two groups, phone and email. The phone group is having a button named as phone, which will help you to connect with your lead via phone and email respectively. So for the buttons, you can just add the functionality as per your requirement. So now let us proceed to the next one, that is the split button. Here also Please note that the way this button gets added here. So let me rename it as send email. The split button has two parts: the main functionality or the main button and the drop down. On click of this button, it will perform a specific action like it will send an email, a default email. And here you can proceed with the details of the button as we have discussed earlier. And on click of this drop down, it will display a list of buttons. And here you can see this will work in the similar way we work with the drop down button. Like here, if I want to create a specific button, like to send a follow up email, while selecting this group, I'll go to new and I'll add a button here. And I will rename it as send follow up email. Now let me hide this title of the group. I just want to show the button only. So if I'll select this button, send email, a default email will be sent to the user. And if I select this drop down, I'll shown with the specific action related with this button, that is to send a follow up email. So this is how a split button works. There can be multiple scenarios that you can work with buttons in Power Apps. You can show a custom page on click of a button. You can trigger a Power Automate flow with a button, and the scenarios can be multiple. So this was all about how to customize your command bar with the help of Command Designer in Power Apps. I hope this video is helpful for you all. If you like this video, don't forget to follow us. Thank you and have a great day.